Hi guys. So I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about a problem we're having with um auditing clients. It's very important. I've titled this slide, it's literally just one slide. I've titled this slide, Every Month is Your Year End, because it's fascinating to me that your year end date is coming up, but yet there's so many things that you have to do in order to get the accounts ready to send to the auditors. Um, I need you guys to change the mindset that your year end is once a year. Every month should be your year end. And what does that mean? That means that most clients just do their bank reconciliations at the end of every month. I want you to get in the habit of doing all your reconciliations every month. I want you to get in the habit of not just doing your bank reconciliations, but reconciliations for accounts receivable, reconciliations for accounts payable. I need you guys to look at all your accounts in your trial balance and look and see if the account is where it should be or what it should be. It doesn't make sense that at the end of the year, at the end of your year end date, that you're scrambling to get all these accounts in order, because it frustrates you, it frustrates your auditor, and it leaves less time for the auditor to do an efficient and effective audit. And especially if you have to file taxes at your Inland Revenue Department. Most Inland Revenue Departments give 3 months to get your accounts in and filed on time to avoid late fee penalties. And it is quite a task for us, the auditors, to be looking at 20, 30, 40 clients within a span of 6 weeks to be able to do all those audits, to get them all out on time within 3 months of your year-end date. So it's crucial that you guys get in the habit of tying up your accounts every single month. I mean, even if you're a fairly small business, you can look at it once a quarter. Once a month may be a lot. If you're an owner manager, which I believe most of us are, get in the habit of taking a day and look at your books and fix whatever has to be fixed, reconcile what has to be reconciled, journalize what has to be journalized. It's an ongoing process, and it will help you to get in the habit of thinking that every month has to be, I'm not going to say perfect, but almost perfect going forward. So that at the end of the year, you only have 1 month to do. This is how we used to operate when I was in corporate quite a few years ago, almost 20 years ago. Every month was a close off month. And at the end of the year, when it was time for audit, we didn't have to go back to, if, for example, our year end was December, we didn't have to go back to June, we didn't have to go back to August to try and fix entries coming forward, right? So get in the habit of thinking that every month is your year end. Every month needs to be reconciled. Every month needs to be tied up. Every month needs to have the supporting documents to be able to tie up your accounts. And and this is one of the main reasons why I decided to launch the stress-free audit product, because it is stressful both on the auditors, it is stressful on you, the clients, and I don't understand why we're going through this stress every year, because you know your year end is coming up every year. So we get in the habit of thinking that every month is your year end month. Tie up what needs to be tied up. Journalize what needs to be journalized. Try and close off a month at a time, or as I said, at least a quarter at a time, so that at the end of the year, when it's your year end, you're not scrambling, because it makes no sense that you send the auditor accounts, and it depending on the size of the client, depending on the size of your business, that you're going to expect the auditor to rush through the audit and get your accounts, get your financials filed within that period of time. It takes at least 6 weeks, to go through an entire audit program. And within the stress-free audit bootcamp that we have created, I talk about the length of the auditing program. It's about 150, 148, 150 pages long. So can you imagine going through that program for every client? It's going to be basically impossible. And this is one of the reasons why your audit takes a lot of time and costs the amount that it costs, because it takes a lot of time, and including the back and forth between clients and auditors, or if the auditor comes and sits there, it's a lot of man hours. It's a lot of labor hours being put into one audit. So I want you guys to get in the habit of thinking that every month is your year-end month. Go through your trial balance. Start from your cash. Start from your bank. You go down to your accounts receivable. Look at your accounts receivable aging. I talk about all of this in the stress-free audit program. I go through every single line item there is to go through and tell you what the auditor needs, so you can prepare for that during the year. Get in the habit of going through your trial balance. Look at your accounts receivable. Look at your accounts payable. Are they in the accounts receivable? Are there any accounts in credit, right? Look at that particular customer. Does that mean that the customer overpaid? Does that mean that an amount went into accounts receivable when it shouldn't? Try and clean up those things throughout the year. Same with accounts payable. Same with fixed assets. Are there any fixed assets in there that shouldn't be? We encountered, I can't tell you how many times we encounter clients, fixed assets accounts, that they don't really know what to put in there. You need to really have a fixed asset policy. But again, if you're on a smaller business, you may not have an actual fixed asset policy. So this client had a standing fan as a fixed asset, and this client was making multiple millions of dollars. So obviously, that fan could have been expensed. Go through your fixed assets, see what's in there that should not be. Should it be in repairs? Should it be in office expense? Go down the list. Go down, look at your liability accounts, your accounts payable, your other liability, your statutory deductions. All of these should be tied up every single month. So at the end of every month, you should have a supporting document that supports the amount in the balance sheet every single month. So for example, If you're paying medical benefits, you owe them for just that one period. Only that period should be in your payroll liability account. Everything else should not be in there. So when the auditor comes, you know that the amount in your that payroll liability account, you have the supporting document and it ties back to that particular month. Get in the habit of thinking that every month is your year end and you tie it up. You tie up the accounts every single month. And again, if you're on the smaller side, you can look at it every quarter, but you cannot, under no circumstances, be trying to fix accounts, transactions that have occurred in January and February and March. If your year end is December, for example, you can't be going back to January, February, March and trying to remember. You're trying to remember what happened and how you're going to fix it. It's a little frustrating. You may hear a little of the frustration in my voice, but I would just want you guys to get in that habit that every month is your year end. Try and fix things every month so you can, within the first month after your year end, you should be able to send all that documentation to your auditor. And again, I talk about this in the stress-free audit workshop that we have designed for businesses. So that's all I wanted to say for today. And I'll put a link to the stress-free audit workshop when it's ready. It's nearly there, it's about 95% there. We're also recording some, which is the exciting part. We're also going through the process and recording some over the shoulder audios about how we train our staff within my firm. So we go through the exact same process, but we're going to upload some of those videos that we've done already and that we continue to do on how we are training our younger staff, our junior staff on these processes. So yeah, I just want to jump on and share that with you so you guys can be a lot more efficient and a lot more the auditors can have a more effective your books can have a more effective, I don't even know what I'm saying, a little so frustrated. But yeah, it's so important that you guys are ready for the process so that the auditor can be effective and can help you to grow your businesses. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And I'll let you know when the stress-free audit workshop is ready. As I said, it's about 95% there. And I'll let you guys know. Take care and have a good day.